has a way of living out their life. Each of us have discovered in our own ways, what does it mean to be uniquely me as a human being, as a creature in this cosmos? It's both a challenge and yet a great opportunity. And so depending upon the context of our life, we find ways and means of expressing ourselves as human beings. Not just the way we dress, where we live, we choose to eat and drink, how we express ourselves, what language, cultural influence. All of these things are matters for reflection, in that none of them necessarily is more important than others. There's truth in all different levels, some better than others. So putting it in one word, each of us as human beings seeks a measure of comfort in our life, and that's why we have a great gift of adapting to others. I'd like to offer you another way of entering this very common metaphor that Jesus has given us, one that's known very well to us, and that is the seed. So often we can think about this in a general way, about the Word of God being shared with in the larger aspect of life. But what if we were to personalize this wonderful metaphor and this image, and that you know as well as I do that the lifestyle that you have chosen, the way you live out your unique humanity, is kind of like rooms in your home environment. Some of us have very neat closets, others very messy. Garages you don't want to go into. Kitchen that may be spick and span. Bedroom that may be clean or not. Again, it depends upon the way that we find a level, a measure of comfort. So what if you were to look at your life, the different ways we compartmentalize ourselves, and say, this is like a rocky path. Nothing's growing here, nothing's happening, and so we don't expect it. Or, this is like the thorns in my life. Or this is where I really sense that I'm being creative and alive and really bearing fruit. Good fruit. Fruit that I can be proud of, fruit that others affirm me for. What then? Here's a bit of wisdom I'd like to pass on to you. As a lifelong landscaper and gardener, I can tell you that the way we attend to the nurturing of seed depends upon the soil. Do not care for the seed of a plant, a tree, a flower, when it's growing in shallow soil in the same way you would that soil that's deep and it's been fertilized well. It's a different way of caring. So many of us are tempted as believers, as human beings in the faith context, to just expect and assume that God will only nourish us when we're sitting in a chapel, when we're on our knees, when we're saying prayers. Wrong. Completely wrong. Jesus embodies for us a whole different reality. And that is that God is always and everywhere present to us in all circumstances. But sometimes our own antenna, our own attention is not focused on the one who is loved because we don't expect it. So many of us don't expect God to actually be at work through us. We're working here in the ACC. We do our job, and before and after we ask God to bless it. Well, at some level that's okay, but you wonder why you don't see the fire of the Spirit working through you and in you. There you go. Needs a different type of attention, a different type of fertilizing, a different type of watering. Where in your life have the seeds of God's love and life and mercy and all the things we talk about and believe, where are they? Wherever they are, God is inviting us to do the same thing that God showed us in the life of Christ. And that is to nurture it, to encourage it, to attend to it, to bless it in such a way that it multiplies the gracious, good, and eternal love of God, so that others may know this love.